What's up? I haven't done one of these in a long time. Hopefully Law Replay doesn't crash. So what I'm doing here now is someone on Summoner School posted, and it was a post like, "Help! Can you analyze these replays and help me out? I've dropped several divisions from Silver 2 to Silver 5. I'm getting really frustrated. I feel like it's not my fault." So I figure I would step in and do one of these replay analysis. If you don't know who I am Rockalockalili. I used to do a lot of these replay analysis where I encourage people to submit me replays of games that they lost and they weren't sure what they could have done better. You can find them on my YouTube channel, that is Rockalockalili. Maybe it's Rockalockalili LOL actually. You know, it's been so long I don't even remember. Anyway, about myself, I was Platinum last season. In late season 2, I kind of played competitive. I won a Go for LOL, play second and third in other Go for LOLs. The team I was playing actually had both Echo and From Maple Street on it that are currently on Team Velocity. And I'm now Plat 1. I was Plat 4 like a few days ago, 4 days ago, and I'm actually trying to. I've never really enjoyed playing solo queue, so I'm actually spamming solo queue games and trying to get up to that fabled diamond, which hopefully will be soon. Anyway, so that's me. I main bot lane, both AD and support. I also play some jungle and a little bit of mid. I don't play top at all. So I'm going to go through this replay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus solely on Fubsy Gamer, the Sona player. When I do these kinds of things, I focus solely on one player and their mistakes and what they could have done differently to make this game a different game. Let me go ahead and pull up Twitch chat here, and I do have two monitors, so I will be able to see your chat on the other screen, and I do encourage and welcome any questions during the stream. I will try to answer them as best as I can. Oh, it's been so long since I've done this, though. Okay, pop out that chat. Should be good to go. Alright, my viewer list is empty. That seems about right. I think we're good though. So let me just go ahead and get started on this then. So the first thing I want to say is, in looking at this post, it's very common frustration. I've dropped from Silver 2 to Silver 5. I feel like these aren't my fault. I feel like I have to play godlike to carry these people because they're so bad. These are very common frustrations when you're playing solo queue. One thing I would recommend is if you go to my YouTube channel, the latest video I've put out is a video called "Why Do My Teammates Always Suck?" And it's kind of boring, but it still might be worth watching. It's essentially just a slideshow that I talk over. So it's a slideshow that I kind of detail why you might feel like you're always significantly better than your teammates and why that's actually not the case, but you're going to feel like it anyway. So it's worth a shot just to realize that you have this cognitive bias essentially that's going to uh, make it seem like you're much better than your teammates when you probably really aren't. So let's go ahead and walk through this replay. The other thing I want to talk about is, in this post, you've given 3 replays. To drop from Silver 2 to Silver 5, you had to lose a hell of a lot more than 3 games. And it very well might be the case that in all 3 of these games, you played perfectly and still lost, because that can happen. Just like there are games where you can play absolutely abysmally and still get carried by your team. It's important to recognize when both of these things happen. For example, that game where you first blooded the enemy lane and the dude rage quit, you tend to attribute that game to your strong play, and that's why you won the game. You don't think, oh, I won that game because their team rage quit. You know, their team had a guy who rage quit, and so it was a free win. You think, no, I won that game because I killed that dude. And so, but when your team has a rage quitter, you're like, oh, of course, I have a troll, I have someone who's AFK, blah, blah, blah. You don't think, oh, well, this dude got outplayed. It's not like they deserve the win. I just got horribly lucky. So, anyway, just keep that in mind. You're going to have loss streaks. You're going to have win streaks. Sometimes you'll get artificially higher than your elo. Sometimes you might get artificially lower than your elo. All works out in the end. You just have to keep playing solo queue. But I think that's enough blabbing. Let's go ahead and watch this game. So I'm just going to purely watch the Sona. Well, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay. And let's go ahead and I'm going to straight up watch it from your perspective. Okay. So let's go ahead and watch this game. So it's a hotkey for pause. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this. So first off, you've taken a point in Q at level 1 and charged up your Q. That's good. Standard Sona play right there. Your item build looks like Fairy Charm, Pink Ward. Okay, 2 green wards, a pink ward, 2 health potions. That looks good. So everything is fine and dandy here.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Look ahead. Looks like you gave your jungle Smileless Blue, which is good, and laning phase starts. Okay, so early war on the bush is good. Establishing early bush control and harassing Trist because their support is not in lane yet. It's always good. One thing that you do want to be cautious about when you're doing this is make sure you're not zoning yourself out of XP when you're zoning the enemy AD carry. That's one thing I do see supports do sometimes. They're so excited about zoning the enemy AD carry in a 2v1 lane that they actually zone themselves out of experience. So make sure you're still in experience range for that melee minion. So you don't want to zone yourself out. And look, that you've actually zoned yourself out of experience here as Quinn hit level 2 before you did. So it wasn't very much, but just something to be aware of. Don't do that. There's no reason for you to miss experience there. So let me just pause this real quick. So right now you guys have a huge advantage. You're level 2, the enemy team is level 1, and not only that, but you have a very large creep wave built up. It means that if you trade any damage or any right clicks, when you right click someone, you draw a minion aggro. So if this Lulu right clicks you right now, all these creeps are going to go to hit her. So she's going to take a lot of damage, not to mention you're both level 2 and can really abuse that advantage. So it's good, good harass right there. You guys pretty much have a free lane right now. Lulu was so late coming back into lane that your lane right now is completely free. So right away, what you need to do right now, you need to realize it's about 323. Haven't seen the enemy jungle yet. Where is he? He could easily be bot lane. First jungle gank is almost always going to be around 3 minutes. So 3 minutes you need to expect a gank. If this Nasus started blue buff, he's going to be bottom right about now. So you need to get wards out because you're pushed, you have no wards. So just something you really need to worry about. There is no reason why you couldn't have warded before and been safe. So you guys should be very afraid of a Nasus gank right now if you haven't seen him anywhere else on the map. So right now, with this big creep wave built up, you want to try to harass Trist anytime she's going in for a last hit. So missing your Q there is just bad mechanics from Sona right there. You lost that trade because you missed your Q. And right now, if you look at where Trist is in about 1, 2, let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of your minions. How much AD do champions have, or minions have? 22 on a melee, 23 on a range. Your Tristana, your minions right now are essentially 180 AD champion. That's essentially 2 extra Quins of minion damage surrounding this Trist right now. Beat the hell out of her right now. She's being that aggressive. Beat her up because she cannot tank those minions. And this is another thing. When you're playing against Tristana, what she wants to do is she wants to cast that E on you, that explosive shot dot, and then just back away because that's all she has. She has nothing else to help her trade. If she just walks up, casts that E on one of you guys, and walks out, that's so good for her. She gets a ton of free damage. None of it's returned. So don't let her do that. You just let her walk up, cast that E on your Quinn, and then walk back without ever harassing her or giving that to her for free. You had power cord up, you could have chunked her right there. And right now, look at this. Lulu is chasing out your Quinn, chunking Quinn who's low health, and you're going on warding. This ward right here is not that important. You can back up real quick, take 2 seconds, and help out your Quinn right here in this trade. Okay, let me... Oh, actually, Trist is jumping in. Okay, so let's watch this and then see what happens. And the gank. Okay, so let's rewind this real quick and kind of see what happens. So why was this able to happen? Let's jump back another 15. Okay. So Quinn gets chunked low because you're distracted warding and not paying attention. Look how low Quinn is now. This is why she dies in this gank. Quinn is extremely low. Your only ward is right here. This is not a great ward when you're pushed up this far because it doesn't give you as much time to react as, say, a ward in Tribrush and a ward in Dragon. It does take 2 wards to ward Tribrush and Dragon, but it is a much safer warding position. But Quinn is so low right now that this gank happens. Triss jumps in, you see Kayle here, and I mean there's not much. You have a good exhaust, but everyone uses summoners and Quinn definitely dies there. So I mean that's a good gank. And so your biggest mistake there was this ward didn't help. You guys are so pushed up, it literally didn't matter that you saw Kayle. I want to throw this out here because this is something that's really important. Wards only help you if the vision advantage they give you can save you. You were so pushed up that this ward right here, it didn't save you at all. By the time you saw Kayle right here, you couldn't back out anyway. So that ward was essentially useless. The other thing is that because you were warding and not paying attention to what was happening in the lane, Quinn got chunked so low that she just died. She blew both summoners and still died in that gank. If she was full health, she would have lived. She would have cleansed Kayle's slow, and you guys could have gotten out of there. So Fiddle trying to counter gank. This is 3v2 though, so good poke and good ability to disengage a little bit there. So one thing I want to talk about right now, you should just go back to base. What are you doing in lane right now? Nothing. You're zoned out from experience, you're zoned out from gold. Now what's going to happen is Quinn's going to come back into lane, and you're going to base. Now, Quinn is 1v2 in the lane, and she's just going to get zoned. So this is something that I see people do a lot in bot lane. You guys need to back together, because if at any point in time there's just one of you in lane, there's no point in just having one of you in lane. That one person just gets zoned. So if one person dies or one person is forced back to base, just go back. Let's see how much gold you have. You have 422 gold. You could buy some more wards. You can't get your Philo Stone yet, but you could just pick up some more wards, maybe a pink ward, etc. So this is something that you need to be aware of bot lane. Because right now, what are you doing in lane? You're not getting any experience. You're sitting here at half mana. You could have just backed and came back to lane with full mana, and you would be in literally the exact same position you're in now, except you would have full mana and extra items, whatever items you would have bought. Good chunk on that Lulu. That's really good. That was good poke. And so one thing that I want to talk about that I've seen a little bit in this game, you need to be in the same plane in the lane as your AD carry. So what I mean by that is the distance from both of you to the enemy champions needs to be equal. If Quinn steps up to harass, say Quinn stepped up to where this minion has like this red explosion on it, to harass Triss, and you stay back here, that allows Trist and Lulu to harass Quinn together. There's no way Quinn wins that trade. But if you go together, it's very, very important in bot lane to always be on the same lane as your support, or the same, I guess, plane as your AD carry. Whether you're playing AD carry or support, always make sure you're at the same level in the lane. You're at the same distance forward, always. Really risky move by you right here. Really risky. You guys are down levels. There are 6 minions right here that can turn on you if they get vision. So this is really risky of you, and you could easily die right here. You're going to take a ton of damage for that. Actually, no, you're not, because Lulu was too afraid. But anyway, that, I'm going to tell you right now, if you did that in a higher level game, you would have 100% had to flash. For no reason. Just going to throw that out there. So just be really careful about that. So you could have gotten a power cord off on that Tristana right there. And let's watch what happened in the last 15 seconds. Watch what Lulu does on this lane compared to what you do. Lulu gets an auto attack off on Quinn, you heal. Triss gets an E off, Lulu gets an auto attack. So just note the difference in the pressure and the presence that Lulu's having in this lane right now. Lulu is harassing Quinn on every last hit she tries to get. Quinn cannot return the harass because she's trying to last hit. All you're doing is sitting in the back and healing. You can be auto-attacking Lulu as she auto-attacks Quinn's and also healing. There's no reason why you can't be auto-attacking right now. And this may seem so minor. It's like, yeah, okay, Lulu got 2 auto attacks on Quinn. Big deal. 2 free auto attacks adds up. That's how you win lanes. It seems really insignificant, but in League of Legends, small things like that is how you win or lose lanes. It's not the big flashy plays that win most lanes. It's small free auto attacks. Once again, look, Lulu walks up, knows Quinn is going to go up for a last hit, punishes Quinn with a free Q, and what do? Nothing. You don't return any damage. This is how you guys are losing this lane right now. 100%. It's not anything with Quinn. Lulu is winning this lane right now. Another free auto attack by Lulu right there. No return from you. There you go. They walk up in almost melee range of you, and you finally get some damage on them. That's good. That was really good. And look how much damage that did. That Lulu is low now. Sona does a lot of damage. What are you maxing here? You're maxing your Q, too. Sona does a ton of damage. Q power chord does a lot of damage. Just keep that in mind. Okay, good. This is one thing I did want to talk about. You did pick up a point in E at level 4. I really like seeing that. Some Sonas don't. And let me give you a quick spiel on why getting an early point in E is almost always worth it. So a power chorded Q deals an extra 111 damage. So if the slow from your E lets you and Quinn each get an extra auto attack, that E slow actually did more damage than a Q power chord. So just consider that. The slow is very helpful. It's helpful if you get ganked. It's helpful if you gank. The other thing that a Sona, that having E in your rotation allows you to do, it allows you to cast any power chord within 3 cooldowns of your songs. So let's say you're at 0 stacks and you want to slow. You do QWE and your E power chord's up. Etc. You save whatever power chord you want for the last spell you use, and then you cast the other 2. And you, at any point in time, you can get to any other power chord with the 3 abilities. That's why it's very nice. But say if you only had Q and W and you use a power chord, you need to go Q, W, and then you need to wait for another cooldown to come up before you have another power chord. So that's why early points in Q are really worth it. It lets you cycle power chords much faster. So very good job there. You forced the Lulu to flash. Fortunately, Quinn gets very low. So anytime you're playing bot lane, anytime you go on the support, you run into that exact risk right there, where the AD carry just sits there and unloads damage because you're not forcing them to back. So this is 2v1 right now. Unfortunately, you're pretty low on mana, so it's hard for you to do much. Trista's probably going to back right now. You guys definitely need to back. You in particular, so you have 700 gold. That's your Philo Stone and some extra wards. You also no longer have any wards in the map, which is kind of scary. This is 2v1 though, and you should recognize that this is 2v1 because Lulu was so low, so you need to start playing a little more aggressively. Trist is just free farming this wave in a 2v1 situation, which should never happen. And you're playing extremely passively right now. So okay, that one right there, that power chord, that had kill potential if it was a slow. You could have chased that. Like I said, it is 2v1. It was good poke how you did it, but recognize that this is a 2v1 situation, and you probably, another small mechanical mistake there, you just healed Quinn when Tristana's explosive shot debuff was on her. Tristana's explosive shot it reduces reduces healing and health regeneration by 50%. So that heal you just used, that mana you just burned to put yourself out of mana, that was half as effective as it would have been if you waited literally 2 seconds for it. But anyway, you really need a base. I mean, you're a Sona that's out of mana. That's not very useful. Don't care, direct to camera, stop. So you guys have a massive minion wave right now. You can be a little bit of aggressive in it. Actually, Triss is clearing it out really well because Triss does have really strong wave clear. But just keep in mind that watch your minion waves. When you have large minion waves, you can be more aggressive than you might usually be. So Fiddlesticks is really trying to gank for you, which is good. And this is just coming back to you being kind of out of mana. It's really hard for you to do much here. So good gank by Fiddlesticks, easily blows summoners and gets the kill. And Quinn, oh, he lives. Oh, that was close. Okay, so good job there. And backing, good time to back. Your lane is pushed. Tristana's gonna miss all this experience here. Perfectly fine time. So. Okay, so I've gone into incredible amount of detail so far in everything that's going on so far. I guess I can run this since nothing's happening. But I've gone into tons of detail so far in everything that's going on in this lane. I apologize for how slowly I'm going through this, but laning has a lot of subtleties, and I really wanted to capitalize on all of the things that could be going differently in this lane. So I'm going to start not harping on such little things now. I feel like I've already gone over them. But the big things to remember so far is support presence in lane is really important to bot lane. And lanes are won or lost through giving free damage. And Lulu throughout this entire lane has been a larger factor than you have. It's put more pressure on Quinn while she's less sitting than you have. And one big part of that was you had bad base timings. You stayed in base when Quinn was dead for no reason. You literally just sat there in the bush and didn't get any experience the entire time that you could have been at base getting your mana back. And that was like half a bar of mana that you could have gotten back. Okay. I want to rewind this because let's go through this fight. So first thing to note, you come back into lane and you have no wards. Your first thing you should do is ward. Smart junglers will recognize that you stayed in the lane for 8 minutes, and had no wards left, and they're gonna be here ready to gank you right away before you can set up wards. So you need to be very, very aware of that. The second thing is, watch how aggressive these guys are. So let's watch what happens, and I'm gonna pause it. Good damage here. Right here, Triss jumps in. You should know that this is a gank. 100% you should know right now that you're getting ganked. Why? Because the only time their bot lane has played this aggressive is when Kayle was here. The only time Triss has ever jumped onto you guys when you guys are this healthy is when Kayle was here, and you guys are also both level 6, and Lulu's only level 5. So this is a fight you guys would win if there wasn't a gank. You should expect the gank. Your ult is really, really, really delayed here. You walk back into position to ult the Tristana, and by that time Quinn's already dead. In that time that you walk to get both Trist and Lulu in the ult, I just watch what Lulu does in that time that you're trying to walk it to position your ult. Okay, so right now you're walking to try to position to ult Lulu. The only thing Lulu did was whimsy Quinn, which you didn't prevent anyway. So at this point, Lulu's done everything that she has. I mean, she's done pretty much everything. So taking that extra time to ult Lulu didn't help you here at all. You should have ulted Trist immediately. I understand that you were trying to walk behind to get into position. Oh, just right click that. Okay, never mind. You got the Trist anyway. Good job. So that was good. You're gonna die for it. Oh, never mind. Kill pussied out. Okay, so long story short, there is you took an extra maybe what was it, 2 seconds, second and a half, to walk into position all Lulu and Trist, which I like the thought process there, but how long it took you to do that, you shouldn't have. Literally, Lulu had done everything that she was going to do, and Trist was the big threat, and you let Trist have that extra second and a half of damage on Quinn, and Quinn died. So that ult needed to come out way faster. Just don't hesitate on ults. It's something I do see happen a lot. There you go. So now you're warding up. That's good. Good damage on Lulu. There you go.
Shut down.
Lulu can't outdamage Sona. Just keep that in mind. Between Sona sustain, your Q power cord is going to do just about as much damage as Lulu, but then you have sustain to back it up. So trading like that is really good. There you go. Very good trade right there. That was much better. Trist was in your minions and you forced that trade. That's really good for you guys. Once again, just be careful about using your W heal while Tristana's healing debuff is on you. I think you did it that time. So your power cord there, just watch your power cord. Use the W power cord on Trist even though she wasn't attacking anyone. Did that ult just miss? Let's rewind that. So your ult is up this whole time. Okay. Yeah, that ult missed. So this right here was a huge mistake. I can't emphasize how much of a mistake this was. This went from a fight that you guys had almost guaranteed win. You should have ulted right here. Look, right here. Your ult's up. Perfect ult on both of them. Would have guaranteed you killed Trist in the duration of your ult. But why do you wait? Are you not sure on Sona ult range? Because that's iffy, but I'm pretty sure that's in ult range. At least Trist is. Or what? Or right here. Right here, this is definitely an ult range for both of them. But you wait. You wait. What are you waiting for? Ult Trist, and that's a guaranteed dead Trist. Still no ult on Trist. I think this is another situation where maybe you're trying to hit both of them in the crescendo. I don't know. But this is, I mean, your ult does good burst damage. Right now you have ult and Q up. Ult, 158 damage. Q, 207 damage. We're looking at about 350 burst damage. Trist has 367 health. She's marked with Quinn. This is 100% dead Tristana. And you're still not ulting. Look! Quinn just died because you waited so long to ult, and then you missed it, and then the exhaust comes out once Quinn is already dead. So this right here literally just lost you the lane. The lane was close, the lane was pretty even, but you just fed a double kill to Tristana in a fight that you should have won. 100% because you hesitated and waited on your ult. And then because you also had really bust timing. And so this also happened with your last ult, and the biggest advice I can give you is do not hesitate. Be decisive and make plays with your ult. Don't hesitate. If you think it's a good time to ult, just do it. Your ult is huge. If you can catch both of them in your ult when Triss is half health, that's a guaranteed kill, flash, or back. So that's really big. That 100% right there, this lane is lost. Unless you get jungle pressure or roam help, that lane is done. So, okay, so in your Reddit post, I know you said we shouldn't have fought when Quinn had Zeal and Trist had BF, and if that's the fight you're talking about, that had nothing to do with the items on both teams. That had everything to do with you missing your ult, delaying, and then ultimately missing your ult, and then using exhaust after Quinn died. If you did either of those things, you guys easily would have won that fight. And so, for you to, in your Reddit post, say that your one mistake was forcing a fight there because you guys lost because of item disadvantage, no, you lost because you misplayed that, and that's 100% why you lost the game, or why you lost this lane. And look, they're so far ahead they can just fight you now. That's a better ult, but still, look how delayed this ult is. And I know I'm not trying to be a dick or really rag on you here, but I'm trying to make sure that so someone in chat said maybe he didn't want to use his ult because he thought you could kill them without it. Never, ever, ever think that. Every AD carry has barrier, bot lane. Trist had barrier that whole time. Lulu has ultimate, etc. Never, ever like hold your ult because you think you don't need it. Use it, secure the kill, make plays happen, push and get objectives. Anyway, so right here, Tristana, when she gets ahead, can absolutely dominate the lane. She knows she's ahead. She's going to be very aggressive. Look how chunked. Okay, so the ult's not as delayed as I thought. It was a little delayed. You definitely could have done a little faster. As soon as Trish jumps in there, you're going to need to ult that. But anyway, Quinn's too low to stay, but that's fine. So that wasn't too bad. The ult was a little slow, but it wasn't as bad as other things. So anyway, so at this point, I think every single lane of yours is lost. Macaulay is decently strong, but so is Fizz. So at this point, every single lane of yours is lost. It's going to be really hard to win this game unless they throw uncontrollably. So I think I'm probably done with this replay. They're really far ahead, bot lane, 100% because of that last play, and that was a pretty big misplay on your part. And so you want to know what you could have done to win this game? You could have hit your ult in that situation and won your lane, and you could have. So here's the thing: if you don't win your lane, it's pretty hard to win the game. So if you want to know what could I have done to win this game, the first thing is to win your lane. And that comes from, I talked about a couple things you need to do differently in this situation to win your lane. The first is you let Lulu get a lot of free auto attacks on you. And that literally wins lanes, is getting free auto attack damage. The second was that back timing on your part. Don't stay in lane if you're not going to get experience anyway. Just go back, get mana, buy an extra ward or something, and then go back. And the last thing is you just can't hesitate on your ultis, and you can't have bad ultis. Okay, so real quick, just right here, this is 2v1. Quinn is trading damage with Trist, and you're just walking around, not doing anything. Look, you're walking around, trading some damage, walking around, not doing anything. You got a Q up, you've got an ult up. Why are you not ulting this Trist right now? Oh, okay. You had ult up. Again. I can't stress this enough. Do not hesitate on your ultimate. That was a kill on Tristana. That could have gotten you back in the game right there. Look, you can still kill this Trist. Where's the ult? 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 I'm not crazy, like, you've had it up this whole time. Look, Quinn died because you didn't use your ult. Sorry, Abby. Okay. I'm gonna rewind this, and I'm literally done with this replay after this. And not because, like, you're playing so bad or anything, just, this game's pretty much out of control, and I don't think I can give too much constructive criticism after this point. But, okay. Not only could you have ulted Triss at the tower and killed her, but, you have no ward in the dragon area, so you don't know where mid is, and mid is missing. Right here, you could ult. Right here, you could ult. Right here, you could ult. You still have ult potential here. You still have ult potential. Look how low Quinn is getting because you're not ulting. And look how long it takes you to kill this Lulu. It takes so long to get that kill that Fizz is able to finally reach you guys. And then you fail flash, but whatever, that stuff happens. So, ult early. If you just ulted right away in the fight, you would have blown them up, and you could have left way before Fizz got there. So, I think I'm done. And like I said, when I do these things, I give very direct and blunt criticism of play. And I'm not saying that you're a bad player. or that you suck, or you're bad, or learn to play, or you deserve silver, or anything like that. All I'm saying is that you made a lot of mistakes this game, and you didn't win your lane, and that's largely your fault. And that's okay. I lose lane all the time, and I lose games, and it's my fault because I played poorly. And if you really want to get out of silver and you want to climb the ranks and climb the ladder, then the first step is you need to recognize when you make mistakes so that you can fix them. I just played a game last night where I was Vayne. I got fed in lane. I was playing really well in lane, and the rest of my team lost in their lanes. And team fights happened, and I just derped. I played so bad in team fights. I got caught almost every team fight, and we lost. And that's the type of game where it would be really easy for me to say, oh yeah, we lost because my teammates fed every lane and they lost every lane. What could I do? Well, what could I do? I could carry the game because I crushed my lane, but I played horrible in team fights, and that's on me. So I would encourage you, watch your own replays like this and be extremely critical of yourself, because did you watch this replay? I mean, I honestly am a little concerned that if you watch this replay, it's extremely obvious. Like, there are two ways you can watch this replay. You could watch this replay and watch what your team's doing and look and say, oh my god, my team is losing everywhere. How do I win this game? And I have a feeling that's more what you did. Or you could watch this replay and just watch your own gameplay and realize the mistakes you're making and how to correct them. In fact, this game's not even that over. Like, look, it's a, what, 900 gold lead for the enemy team? It's not even bad. You guys are way in this game. I mean, I don't know what happens after this. You probably throw, but anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna be done with this replay. I really just wanted to focus on the laning phase for this replay analysis, as I think this has probably gone on long enough. So just again to recap, the three biggest things I saw in this video that you can work on. The first is just your lane pressure and your right-click trading and harass. Just try to harass them whenever their AD carry last hits. Try to make sure you counter harass the support whenever they harass your AD carry, etc. Second is watch your base timings. There's no reason to stay in lane if you're not going to get experience anyway. Just go back, get some mana, come back with your AD carry when they respawn. The third thing is, and the third and absolute biggest thing, is you cannot hesitate on your ultimates. Your ultimates in this game were straight up, so far, maybe they get better late in the game, but have been bad. And you single-handedly would have gone from pretty much losing this lane to absolutely shitting on this lane if your ultimates were better and you just didn't hesitate. If you just pulled the trigger. Just pull the trigger on that ultimate. But that's all I have. So, like I said, if you didn't get to catch this live, I will link a VOD. And that's going to be it for me. So one person in chat asked, do I do replay analysis all the time? How would you send a replay to me? I used to do replay analysis very often. Damn, that was almost a year ago, actually. But I really haven't in a long time. I'm considering getting back into it. It is a lot of fun. I do have fun with it. I gotta get Diamond first, though. I'm in that hunt for Diamond, you know. I'm Plat 1 right now. I just got Plat 1 last night. I'm all excited for the Diamonds. So maybe once I get Diamond, I'll start doing my replay analysis again. But this was just kind of a special thing because I saw a post on the Summoner School subreddit that said, hey, can someone help look at my replays? And so, anyway, so this has been Rockalaka. If you liked this, I would encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and Twitch channels. That is Rockalaka on Twitch, and either Rockalaka or Rockalaka LOL on YouTube. I honestly can't remember, but thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you later.